Press your opponent in the Sicilian defense, and I explain each move that was played in this live streamed game. Enjoy. Carlos Magnuson? Let's get to it. Thank you for the follow, Gonzo. I appreciate it. Make sure that you follow on Twitch, man, because that takeover will happen with you or without you. Hey, man, how's your life for real? Man, my life is swell. I just did a live stream before this too, an in real life live stream at a chess club. It was pretty dope. So one thing that we have to remember in this game, don't get below on time. And secondly, look for all the captures. Look for
just followed.
All the captures. You don't get the checkmate. So C takes. I know all these moves. I don't know why I'm not just playing them fast. I could just blitz them out. But these are usually the moves that I always do. And I don't know why they're thinking about this move. Usually when they're thinking about this move, yeah, they play a subpar move like knight to f3. And I only call it a subpar move because it equalizes the position very quickly with the black pieces. Pretty much the only good move, and even if I lose this, but pretty much the only good move for the black pieces, for the white pieces, is doing the move knight to b5 to go for the advantage. But now I have a pretty solid position here. I'm gonna go knight to f6, develop the bishop, castle kingside, push the d pawn, and then develop this light square bishop. Pretty much my whole plan. And black is pretty safe. Nice. What is the name of the black opening you're doing? It's called the well, it says right now it's this name I can never say. It's called the Shivshkov. Hopefully somebody can like help me pronounce this name, but it's called it's Sveshnikov. That's what it's called. Or you could call it the Pelican. I don't know. So they did this move, bishop here. And when they do bishop to d3, that kind of makes me happy because I could just do an immediate d5 and just equalize the position. Not saying that I won't do a mistake. It's just a little bit more comfortable for me.
Kovacs_25 just followed.
The Open Sicilian. Swishmanikov. I don't know how to say it ever. Try that. Swishmanikov. Is that how you say it, guys? Is this the last game? Yeah, this is going to be the last game because these games are pretty long. This is going to be the last game, though. Does that sound better? Bro, can we play next? I'm sorry, man. I can't say that V word. I can't say the V syllable after the S. The Sifishikov. Look, see, that's what it sounds like if I try to add the V in it. So the W kind of worked, but it wasn't really there. It wasn't really close. Sevchikov, I think that I kind of stumped my opponent with some of these moves here. Because I claim that this is a balanced position, but now I think they messed up here. And we're going to have to analyze it. So the first move I was thinking about was d4, I'm not going to lie. But then the knight just moves, and I think I get a comfortable position with d4 anyway. But if I'm not mistaken, bishop takes, pawn takes. And that is a fork. If I'm not mistaken. That might make it easier. What are you trying to say? Can you pronounce the word swap? Yeah. I just can't. The V after the S, I have never said a word like that ever in my life. We're going to go for this. Because I'm thinking that's a fork. And if they capture with the bishop, we're going to queen trade for, well, probably just take knight first. I think that might be easier. And then if they take our queen, we could take back with the knight and then castle king side very quickly. So they did decide to take this pawn. We can take that knight first. We could take this knight first, but then they have this check, which is really annoying. They have that check, which is really annoying. Because knight takes, check, knight goes back, queen, king, and my king is in the center. But I am up a piece, though. But I'm thinking pawn, knight, pawn, maybe pawn or queen. Well, the best move is pawn because you really don't want to trade pieces if you're down in material. And then, yeah, that has to be the best move. Just pawn. Just take the bishop. I really don't want to see bishop b5 check. If they take knight, I'm taking back. And then they're going to take back with pawn, castle kingside, and this is a winning position. So they messed up in the... Yeah, they already messed up in the opening. And this is what happens when you, like, learn openings. If you learn openings, this is what happens. You just get into these, like, easy winning positions in the middle game. Not saying that I can't still mess up. Like, I literally just blundered a queen last move. But I am saying that you're going to feel more comfortable if you have your openings already set before you even set at the chessboard. Easy. Ronnie played a few games with that as the black and white and had some success. Yeah, now I love it. It's one of my favorite openings. Since we're already up a piece, you can literally just like trade off all the pieces. So we could just castle and still be in a winning position, but why castle when we can just like trade the queens possibly? They're probably going to move the king over, but then we're going to be able to castle, and hopefully we can get a massive attack on their king if they don't castle. So this is a very hard position for the opponent. I mean, especially being down a whole piece. Do you play bullet? Yeah, I do. I am a 2200 in bullet. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to simplify. When you're up a whole piece, you just simplify into a winning. Well, this is already winning, but you simplify into a more winning end game. That video shows how to pronounce it. Send me the video in Discord, man. You know what? Next time I'm gonna practice trying to say that opening name before the next stream. I'm gonna practice. But it's one of my best openings that I play, and I play the Kalashnikov too, which I can say that very easily. I'm glad I can say that that one very easily, but not the other one. But generally speaking, you know, I got this move. The only thing is bishop here, bishop here, bishop here, bishop here, and I think I might be running into some tactics, which I don't. This is the only thing I don't like about trying to consolidate positions like this, but we're just gonna make it super simple, super easy. We're gonna put the queen to e6. They're probably gonna get some counterplay a little bit, but our main mission is going to be trying to trade queens and take some more of their pawns. They are currently playing without a rook here. Until they get their rook out of this hole on h1, they can't play me in a serious game. They can't play me in a serious game unless they can get this rook on h1 out into the wild. I love the Carol. Man, I love the Carol too. I used to. What do you mean? Try what? Saying that name. I'll try learning that. Let's learn saying that name. English isn't my main language. I really didn't have a problem with this. I really didn't have a problem with the bad pawn structure because I'm up a whole piece, but that could potentially be my downfall. They could potentially get a lot of counterplay against the pawn and potentially get that f6 pawn. But I'm guessing that my piece is just going to overrule that, and we're going to play a little bit faster because I don't want to spend too much time in this position. I was referring to the creepy crawly formation in the Anderson opening. Bro, why are you talking about the Anderson opening right now? I don't ever know anything about that. Like, see, look what I said. The f6 pawn is going to be attacked. So we're going to have to try to get rid of that f6 pawn and make a weakness of our own, of our opponent. So if we can like push that f6 pawn all the way up in the position, then we could potentially get a good game. So we're going to do bishop a6, and then we're going to bring the rook to d8. That's the cleanest win that I can see. Hello, Chess Mood. What's good? Shout out to Chess Mood. Bro, Chess Mood. If you ever want to, I guess this isn't appropriate to ask right now, but I guess I could ask. If you ever want to collab, let me know. DM me. Chess Mood be going in the paint. He said I was losing straight out the opening, and I want my rematch. I want my rematch. I just wanted to know your opinion on it. Oh, I don't have an opinion on it. I'm going to have to actually see the opening. Also, what did you think of the AI in Off Topic? The AI is crazy. Thanks, my friend. I just wanted to... Wait a minute. So we're just going to trade off. Weirdly enough in this position. We're going to do this weird move, and hopefully we don't get in trouble. But we could possibly get in trouble. We're just going to still do rook to e8 here. Just try to trick our opponent. We're getting both of our rooks active. That knight is technically pinned. And like I said before, they're still playing without a full rook. They're still playing without a full rook. They do have this check, which is actually pretty annoying. That check is actually pretty annoying. So I got some ideas here. I kind of sound like Danny. I kind of sound like Daniel Naroditsky. Let me get my own sayings a little bit. And I got to make sure everything is protected, because that check is very threatening. That check is very threatening. And I got to make sure I don't mess up here. That is, wait a minute. That's a check, bro. I already blundered. That was a check, my boy. What was you doing, H1? That was already a blunder. Well, we're gonna move the king up. That was already a blunder. Yeah, that was coming with a check. That's a fresh 2200. Yes, sir. Maybe, bro, the tactics isn't working out for me today. Maybe I was supposed to lose my queen. Maybe I was supposed to lose my queen. Isn't that... Well, we don't want to get checked here, obviously, you know? And so we're just going to go for this h5 move. We're going to go for this h5 move. Tactics ain't tacting. Yeah, it's not. Not at all. I think I kind of want to go for... So now we actually have to do something about this knight attacking this rook. And so we can go to the second rank. The knight is defending the rook. And usually we want our rooks on the second rank, so why not? And like I said before, we actually have to play these games quite seriously still, because we're only up a piece. It's not like being up a whole queen. But good thing that their knight doesn't have any checks on our king anymore. Have a great stream. Man, you too, Chess Mood. Thank you. I appreciate you. Rooks love second ranks. Yes, they do. Actually, the position is anyway winning. Yeah, it's just winning. Even if they would have took the rook, I would have found a way to win. Because the two minor pieces is always better than the rook. Also, what did you... Wait a minute. How you so effing good?
Magic every day, just fine.
Well, you know, I use moisturizer every single day. And I try to exfoliate. Is that the word? Exfoliate my face. All right. So we could just go ahead and take these pawns. Or we could just go for some more. Or we could just go for some more tactics. Either way, I think it's winning. I actually like this way a little bit better because I can go for more tactics this way. Yeah, this way I can go for more tactics. I just got to remember that my opponent has tactics too. Just got to remember my opponent has tactics too.
FBI, open up!
There's no square for that knight. Yeah, that knight is pretty much trapped in the center of the board. And so we're going to keep that knight trapped. And I got tactics like this that's on the run. I could take all these pawns first. I can do this fork, maybe. There's a lot of things going here.
Bill 4001 just followed.
Another thing to do when you're another thing I know is this is gonna actually be kind of cruel to say, but I think it's really important to say at the same time, is that sometimes you got to be really cruel in chess. So if your opponent blunders a queen, you see how Franz did me after I blundered the queen? He wasn't like, oh, sorry, let me give you the queen back. I know you did a mistake. No, he was like, no, you blundered a queen. This is part of the game. You was under on 30 seconds and I'm going to demolish you. And that's pretty much how I'm going to be playing this chess game. I am up a full bishop. I'm going to do as many tactics as possible. I'm not going to let up the pressure. I'm not going to play passively. I'm going to be unkind, uncaring, and I'm going to beat you in this game until after the game. Then we can talk about being compassionate again because we'll be friends afterwards. That's generally how chess works. That scared me. There's a lot of tactics. Yeah, tactics are fun. Not when they're being done to you, though. That was the idea, but could have chess checked. There's a lot of tactics that's here, and it's very hard for my opponent to defend. They can't even play rook to e1 because I could just take the rook takes, and then rook takes on d6. Unless they have a very they could have some like desperado chances maybe, but I'm trying to find it. Good thing they don't have the move f4 in this position. Maybe they can like go back and forth. Usually, so this is what I would do if I was in white's position. I'll probably just go back with the king and just like figure out what my opponent wants to do here. Or I'll try to like protect these, like push this b pawn maybe. So they finally did do a move. We could do here. We can just take and then bishop b7. Or just bishop b7, honestly. Now we got to trade off the most pieces as possible. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take. No checks in the position at all. This is a very, very tough position to face off against your opponent, especially with no counterplay. With no counterplay, it's basically, yeah, we're just going to take this knight. And then we're going to put that knight, I mean, not that knight, but we're going to put that rook back on the second rank because our rooks love second ranks. Okay, so they are still going to keep on defending. And so if your opponent still keeps on defending without resigning, which you shouldn't resign, that's my belief, especially if you're under like a grandmaster rating. So you really shouldn't resign. But if they don't resign, you're going to just have to...
Crow just followed.
You want to punish your opponent for not resigning, pretty much. That's generally how I learn how to play chess, and I want everybody to feel that same type of pain for some reason. Why? Because it taught me a good lesson. First of all, it taught me how to...
FBI, open up!
It taught me how to handle anger very well of losing a position. And it taught me to like actually study chess to not lose another position ever again. And so, you know, you can take that advice or you can't, but when you're playing a bad position, it's a really cool way to like cool off your head, especially in this position where it's just hopeless. You're giving away pieces and you can get ready for the next game online. I know that FBI raid was something else, huh? Y'all must be new here. Y'all must be new here. I lost a completely winning position to time. I'm very angry. Yeah, that's what I like to see. I like to see people very angry. Y'all gotta remember, I lost to my brother, right? I lost to my brother for a whole year with no remorse. And so I grew up in a very different lifestyle than most people. I'm gonna put this knight right here just to be a little bit super unfair. I don't want them like trying to take my H-pawn. The H-pawn is the homie. I can't let them take Hector. I also believe that I see so many comments saying someone have no respect for not resigning when they watching a streamer they root for, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, nah, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you don't resign or not. I think it's mostly towards super GMs where it could be a little bit disrespectful. I think it's mostly towards. Because to a super GM, it's like, bro, I've been studying chess all my life. Like, why are you not resigning? But even in that moment, Magnus Carlsen kind of proved that even super GMs don't know how to play endgames. Oddly enough. So maybe you shouldn't resign to a super GM too. Oddly enough, Magnus Carlsen kind of proved that you shouldn't even resign to a super GM. And then we're gonna do the best looking checkmate in the whole entire world. That's wild. You beat bro a year later. Respect. Nah, definitely had to. And this is one of these moves that you have to look out for, especially if you're playing chess. Do we take rook or not? Because I think most people would have just took the rook. But no, we're not. We're not going to get a stalemate. Imagine stalemate in this game. Imagine how embarrassed I would have felt. And that's the type of like fighting spirit that I need y'all to have, right? To do a move like rook to f5. Good game, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was the time to resign because, I mean, I didn't take the rook. Good game.